Hey everyone, so again back from WPPI out in Las Vegas, and I wanted to jump on to a quick video to kind of summarize the Photowalk experience we had this year as a speaker. Again, it was an awesome class that we had. I wanted to thank up front a couple of partners who helped us out along the way. Number one, Cheetah Stand. Cheetah Stand is absolutely amazing, as you guys know. Love using their stands and some of the products here in studio, but for this Photowalk in particular, they were able to loan me a 12-foot C12 and an 8-foot C8 auto collapse stand to use for the Photowalk, in addition to QSB-34, which is like a beauty dish style modifier, which is a perfect size for what I love to use out on location. So again, thank you Cheetah Stand for that. Also wanted to thank ProPrints for giving us vouchers to hand out to our attendees for a free 20x30 Canvas Wrap Pro. Amazing product, and I really appreciate you guys helping support the walk and giving something for the attendees to take home. So yeah, the walk was great. We did, we had a 5:30 p.m. start time. So we pretty much started after sun had already set out in Vegas, which was great because we were going to incorporate a lot of color into our compositions. The topic, we were creating compelling compositions using foreground interest. And so it was all about just looking for outside the box type compositions, things that are around us that could create some unique shots, if you will. Just kind of training our eyes to be able to identify possibilities that do exist when we're out there creating. So it was cool. We did 3 different shots in particular. I really gave my attendees a lot of time to shoot. Whenever I run a photo walk like this in particular, I never like to be behind the camera all that much. I want to set up the shot, talk about the inspiration behind the shot, and then just kind of let my attendees go and kind of create it for themselves, because I'm definitely not out there to create shots for me in this scenario. So we did 3 looks. One, we were just kind of utilizing some of the nature that was right outside of the Mirage. So we had some like short little palm trees that we were kind of using to frame Tommy, who was our model. He did amazing. And so it's just kind of showing them different positions they should be in, ways to balance the composition properly, especially shooting just Tommy, just sort of using this as like a groom's location, if you will, but just kind of like the right position to put Tommy in, utilizing the foreground elements, and then also ways that we could add color. So in this case, we added a little bit of red color to the palm tree that was closest to camera. We did experiment a little bit with adding additional colors to the other palm tree that was on the right-hand side. Also encourage some of my attendees to kind of just change their position up a little bit, kind of shoot directly through the tree versus using 2 to balance the composition. So just kind of like utilizing those elements that are right there in front of us and try and find different ways that we can create something different. So I'll show you the shot, one of the few shots I took, and the final image that I had from that first setup, and you'll see that here. And then of course, moving on to our second setup, we found a wrought iron chair. We actually found a couple, thanks to some of my attendees who had spotted it available to us. And these are scenarios, again, where we're just using lines or shapes to frame, to put our subjects in, to then add color to create additional interest. In the shot you're gonna see that I created, we used 1 wrought iron chair. I shot through the square, framing Tommy. I also had a light in the back that was aimed towards a pillar, and that was turning that pillar more of an orange color. So I had an orange gel on there, I had a blue gel on the light that was hitting the chair. You'll see from the behind the scenes. And then we also had a separation light as well. And so we did a combination of turning some of those lights on and off throughout the exercise, and kind of everyone had their own unique take, which is great. Before we moved on to our final setup, which was the most, I would say, outside of the box, just being that while in the hotel room, before I had made my way down to the photo walk, I had noticed that the tissue box in the bathroom at the hotel had one of those metal kind of tissue box covers that they put on top just to keep it, I guess, in place. Because of that opening, because of some of the reflective qualities of that box, I decided to grab that, put it into my camera bag, and take it out along the way. Now, obviously, this is not something you're traditionally going to have in your camera bag when you're going out to shoot, but it could be something that if you are at, let's say, a wedding venue and you do see a tissue box nearby, and then whatever it is, or any other object like that that has certain qualities that you can see yourself shooting through, why not just take a stab and see what it creates? So what we did is we took the tissue box holder, we shot it initially through the bottom of it, if you will, and ultimately I didn't like the way it was picking up color. The whole inside of that box was white, so it was very much just overpowering the frame with color. In this instance, I didn't like it, so I flipped the box to the other side, framing with I think a 24 to 70, get Tommy in the right position. I had a red, I had a small 100 Pro with a red gel on it, and we were shooting light just right across the reflective front of that box, which obviously illuminated that, and we used the circular opening to create that frame for Tommy. And I thought it was a really cool, unique shot, and there was a lot more possibilities, again, that you could have done with that, adding colors from different directions. In one case, the image you're gonna see that I took, we didn't have a separation light. We then added one later on. The key light was, in this case, we were gridding our QSB-34 because we definitely, at night, being that we had no ambient to work with, we really wanted to control the light from spilling everywhere and kind of polluting the scene. So it was gridded from the get-go, and we kept it that way, especially being that we only had Tommy to shoot. And yeah, so these are some of the possibilities that exist. Again, I'll share my final 3 images here. And you know, I'm hoping that through this exercise, those who were in attendance at the Photowalk, who were all amazing, by the way, are just able to see that there are some things that exist that are a little bit kind of outside the box, a little bit not so natural. So yeah, it's just a matter of opening your mind, opening your eyes, and thinking of all the possibilities. And you know, maybe once out of every shoot you do, you kind of take one of those opportunities to take a little risk, step outside the box a little bit. Let your clients know, listen, just gonna try something here, you know, may or may not work, but you know, you miss 100% of those shots that you don't take. So definitely encourage you to kind of like push yourself a little bit in that regard, and you never know what you're gonna like, and find something that may end up giving you some really cool, interesting results. So that's really what the exercise is all about. The experience is great. I thank WPPI for having me out there again to do this photo walk. Again, thank you to Cheetah Stand and ProPrints. And finally, I also wanted to say thank you to Capture One. They'd reached out, given us access to a license for Capture One Pro with the idea that we'd be able to tether during the photo walk to an iPad, which makes it a lot easier to share results as you're shooting versus the back of the camera. Now, we were able to go into the Sony menu, set up a private Wi-Fi network, connect to the iPad via that network, and it was a seamless experience. We had a 2 meg JPEG going right to the iPad wirelessly. It was very quick, very instant, and it made it a lot easier to kind of sit there and go through some of the images in real time with the attendees and just kind of see the results of the things that we were doing. So yeah, I really appreciate Capture One doing that for us. Capture One Pro is something I definitely look forward to diving more into. So we're excited about that, and also utilizing it here in the studio as well. I did a lot of tethered shooting during WPPI this year, and definitely opened my eyes up to the true benefits of it. I've always been skeptical to shoot tethered, but I definitely think we're going to be doing that more, especially after this experience and seeing how far it's come since years ago, where I saw a lot of people struggling to do that in real time. So that's it. That's the summary of our photo walk. We had a really great experience out there. Really appreciate those who came out and the companies that supported us. So until our next video, thank you guys. Be sure to subscribe and be notified of new episodes or new videos coming out. We appreciate your support. Thank you.